For months, the Snow White remake was at the center of a media storm. But the most shocking story wasn't on screen. It unfolded behind the scenes. Awkward silences, tense red carpet moments, and a lead actress, Rachel Zegler, whose off-camera attitude set off alarms within Disney. And just when everyone thought Gal Gadot, who played the evil queen, would stay silent, she broke it. With one simple statement, poised, elegant, but firm. Gal didn't need to name names. Her words said it all. What you're about to discover reveals that the real conflict of the film wasn't between Snow White and the evil queen, but between Rachel and Gal. It all erupted over something seemingly harmless, an Instagram post. On the day Snow White premiered, Rachel shared behind-the-scenes photos and sweet words for the team. Everyone except Gal Gadot. No mention, no photo, not even a basic thank you for her co-star and on-screen antagonist. Fans noticed instantly. Within hours, social media lit up. Where's Gal? Was this on purpose? That's when the quiet tension that had been building for months finally cracked. What looked like a minor social media oversight spiraled into something much deeper. Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot didn't just clash as actresses, they clashed as women with opposing worldviews. Gal, an Israeli mother of 4 and former IDF soldier, has been an outspoken supporter of Israel. Rachel, on the other hand, voiced support for Palestine, even during filming. A tweet from Rachel during production reading Free Palestine raised eyebrows. Meanwhile, Gal posted, "We've had enough hate toward Jews." The atmosphere on set went from professional to simply tolerable. They appeared together at the Los Angeles premiere, but what should have been a moment of unity became a showcase of public tension. The photos said it all. Tight smiles, stiff bodies, eyes avoiding each other. Fans compared it to 2 office coworkers forced to take a photo together for a newsletter. And in Hollywood, the body never lies. What the media couldn't confirm with words, the images made clear. The relationship between Rachel and Gal was broken. Gal didn't respond with drama or veiled jabs. She responded like a queen. Calm, composed, and intentional. "We've had enough hate toward Jews," she stated. She never mentioned Rachel. But she didn't have to. The world read between the lines. What started as an internal scandal quickly turned into a cultural, political, and generational clash, one Disney couldn't handle. Rachel tried to shift focus in interviews, talking about sisterhood and how women shouldn't be pitted against each other. But she never once mentioned Gal. After the controversy and growing public backlash, Disney took the quiet route. International premieres were canceled. Joint interviews were reduced. Rachel's presence in official media was minimized. The strategy was obvious. Avoid any public confrontation between the 2 stars. But beneath the surface, it revealed a harsh truth. The internal rift had tainted the entire project. As Gal remained poised, distant, and silent, Rachel kept digging herself in deeper. And Disney wasn't the only one stepping back. Industry insiders began to notice a troubling trend. Rachel Zegler was losing support. Colleagues who once championed her stopped mentioning her. Ad campaigns were shelved. Even feminist movements that had previously stood by her chose not to defend her this time. Meanwhile, Gal Gadot, she received quiet, unwavering support, because in the end, the real drama wasn't on screen. It was everything that happened off it. Silent, especially in the more conservative circles of Hollywood, the narrative began to shift. The villain of the movie transformed into the flawless professional, while the so-called heroine became an uncomfortable figure that no one quite knew how to handle. The tension between the 2 actresses ultimately seeped into the final product. The scenes they shared lacked chemistry. The confrontation between Snow White and the evil queen felt forced, and what should have been an iconic showdown turned into a flat, emotionless exchange. Critics noted that the lack of actor cohesion ruined the heart of the conflict. The magic vanished. The fairy tale lost its weight. And audiences felt it. Cinema is built on emotion, and if the actors don't believe in what they're portraying, neither will the viewers. Today, while Rachel Zegler tries to justify her statements and salvage her image, Gal Gadot moves forward. With total normalcy, new contracts signed, projects in the works, and her reputation untouched within the industry. In contrast, Rachel has been pushed aside. Contracts canceled, projects halted, and a public image so damaged that not even Disney has been able to fix it. The difference was simple. One spoke too much, without respect or strategy. The other spoke only when necessary, with the strength of someone who doesn't need to shout to be heard. In Hollywood, punishments aren't always announced. They're executed quietly, efficiently, and devastatingly. And that's exactly what Rachel Zegler is experiencing. Since the fallout with Gal Gadot and the film's disastrous box office performance, Rachel has been quietly removed from multiple consideration lists for lead roles, auditions canceled, calls unanswered, meetings postponed indefinitely. According to insiders from major studios, several executives now consider her difficult to work with and a reputational risk. The industry that once hailed her as Disney's next big star now sees her as a media bomb that's already gone off. Meanwhile, Gal Gadot has kept a low profile, never playing the victim, never responding to attacks directly. But the results speak for themselves. Her popularity remains intact. She's been confirmed in new high-budget projects and has held meetings with key industry figures for future collaborations. The message is clear. Elegance and professionalism still matter in an industry that's increasingly allergic to unnecessary chaos. In the clash between a rising star with a superiority complex and a seasoned actress with grace and grit, the audience, the industry, and the media have already made their choice. In an entertainment world oversaturated with egos, empty speeches, and figures who confuse activism with arrogance, the Snow White debacle revealed more than a box office failure. It exposed the true character of those behind the scenes. Rachel Zegler tried to rewrite a classic without truly understanding it, challenging the audience, the story, and, unknowingly, the woman standing across from her, Gal Gadot. Gal didn't need to wage war on social media or give attention-grabbing interviews. She spoke when it mattered, with clarity, strength, and dignity. And in doing so, she became the voice the audience actually wanted to hear. Today, Rachel faces the isolation of an industry that no longer believes in her. And Gal, without saying, another word rises as the true queen of this story, on screen and off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Rachel still has a chance to bounce back? Or has she crossed the line Hollywood rarely forgives? Subscribe and turn on notifications, because in the world of fairy tales, sometimes the villain is the only one telling the truth.